Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
A Sioux Falls man is in the Minnehaha County Jail accused of breaking into a bank and stealing something you might not expect. Police say 41-year-old David Larvey Jr. smashed out two windows at First Premier Bank Monday morning at the corner of 14th Street and Minnesota Avenue.
He didn't get away with any money. Instead, police say Larvey stole office-related items. He faces several charges, including burglary, intentional damage to property, and meth charges. A 25-year-old Sioux Falls man could spend the rest of his life in prison following a deadly fentanyl overdose. A jury found Armando Cheshire guilty on 3 federal drug charges, including distribution of a controlled substance resulting in death. In September of 2021, Cheshire and the victim, who were friends, spent the night together after taking multiple drugs. Authorities say when Cheshire woke up the next day, he found the victim lying lifeless in his bed.
He called authorities after driving to get Narcan, but the victim did not survive. Cheshire told officials that he not only provided the fentanyl that caused the overdose, but that he had also ingested the remaining pills before authorities arrived. He's scheduled to be sentenced on February 9th. A Wounded Knee man is headed to federal prison for his role in a beating death involving a baseball bat. 27-year-old Spencer Highhawk helped kill 18-year-old Dominic, jealous of him, in June of last year. In September, a jury convicted Highhawk of aiding and abetting second-degree murder.
Now a judge has sentenced him to 30 years in federal prison. Highhawk's father was also accused in the beating death. Eugene Highhawk died earlier this year, so the charges against him were dropped.
Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt, staying on the warmer side of things, Scott.
Oh, that we will for the next couple of days. Temperatures will warm tomorrow. 50s and 60s will be widespread. We'll try to hold on to that as we do get into Thursday. In the meantime, for today, temperatures will range from the upper 30s to lower 40s in eastern KELOLAND. 54 today in Rapid City. Mild for tomorrow and Thursday, but we do cool this weekend and even a chance for snow for the northern half of the area on Friday. More details on your forecast with Brian coming up.
Thank you, Scott. Today brings South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem's budget address.
Ahead of the address, we interviewed a lawmaker on each side of the aisle about what they want to hear.
We saw a good increase last year in teacher salary, but we still lag behind other states in that regard. I'd love to see her address that. And then, of course, we've got the child care issue in Sioux Falls, which has also been really on people's minds, especially this summer.
There's a point where she has to propose her budget, and then we either can approve it or make adjustments. And if we have ideas that she doesn't include, it turns into a kind of a big fight over some small things. But in general, we agree on a lot of things. But the one item that I've included was a discussion about mental health care in the region and continuing that funding.
KELOLAND News will have team coverage for you today from Bob Mercer and Dan Santella of the governor's budget address in Pierre. It's been 3 weeks since a 12-year-old Brandon boy found out he was dying of cancer and invited us to follow along on his end-of-life journey.
Over the weekend, Spencer Thorsland got a surprise visit from his surgical assistant who drove from the Mayo Clinic through snow and fog just to pay him a visit. Nicole Garrett says she and Spencer are like besties.
He's just so caring and just how he is. The way he talks, the way he's dealing with everything, like he made me a better person.
Spencer was pretty worn out and wasn't up for an interview, but we will catch up with him later today because he is getting another surprise visitor, one you'll have to see.
Holiday decorations can provide a bright spot this time of year, especially if it includes more than 400 Christmas inflatables.
3 generators, 500 power cords, and months of prep work is what it takes for John and Katie Myers to set up their display at 1819 South Hawthorne Avenue. The couple says they've been getting asked for weeks of when the display will be up and ready, which was last night. Digital reporter Gracie Terrell spoke with the Myers about how and why they keep their collection growing in a KELOLAND.com original right here online. That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, our weather forecast. Well, no snow yet to cover up some of those Christmas decorations. We'll see what changes, but I'll tell you what, the next couple of days, we're talking just the opposite. In fact, near record temperatures for highs. Today, we're not quite that warm, but we're still between 35 and 40 in northeast South Dakota. Sioux Falls area probably just a little bit warmer than that. Low 50s out in Rapid City. We'll close out the books today. We'll start tomorrow on a fairly mild note for this time of the year. Won't take very long to get back into the 30s, and even some of these hourly numbers are holding above 32 in the morning. And then here we go, Wednesday afternoon. 55 to 60 in eastern South Dakota. We're looking maybe south central South Dakota, a few middle 60s could be in the offing here. And Rapid City, our going high is about 62. And we'll see what Thursday delivers. I could see some locations surpassing that. So those are basically our two really mild days. And then by the time we get into Friday, we are going to be watching a cold front. Now that's going to come into the picture even Thursday afternoon in northern South Dakota. Now, as you look to our north, do you see what happens here with that snow chance on the maps there for Friday? We'll see. Maybe some of that will sneak into South Dakota. We'll give that a second look here a little later today. See if that actually holds together. And then the end result here is we'll probably end up digging a storm system across the lower Mississippi Valley. A lot of that's going to go way east of us, and kind of a non-story here for KELOLAND. We end up a little cooler, but still no major storms or major talking points in that forecast. So for today, 37 degrees Watertown, 42 Sioux Falls. We'll end this broadcast with our 7-day outlooks, and you can see the top days there, Wednesday and Thursday. We do reduce things back to 48 on Friday, and the weekend in the 30s. Pretty close to normal, closer to normal for this time of the year. Aberdeen in the northeast, 55 for Wednesday, 52 Thursday. That's pretty remarkable for Aberdeen. You do get some snow chances in the air on Friday, so we'll see. Maybe we end the week with just a little more of that. And then for Pierre in central South Dakota, same idea. We'll pull back the numbers a bit for the weekend, but 7-day forecast is overall very easy to take. And Rapid City, look at that, 64, 60 degrees Wednesday, Thursday, respectively, and looking at 30s for the weekend. We'll check out details. We got a lot more information online at KELOLAND.com.